How long does it generally take to draft a prenuptial agreement? How long is this process?
It varies with the case. My standard operating procedure is when a client retains me after I get the preliminary information in terms of what they want in the prenuptial agreement, I recommend that the parties exchange formal net worth statements. So that may take a bit of time for them to do. It's not required that they do it, just recommended. Some parties say, you know what, I am confident I know what the other party wants. I'm willing to take the risk that they're misleading me or hiding assets or property, in which case they can also just do schedules in the prenuptial agreement that is kind of a bullet point listing as to what assets, what property, and what debts they have. And once they get all that together, then my paralegal will start. The paralegal will draft the core of the prenuptial agreement, then pass it off to me. I will then review what they did and, usually add stuff to it, subtract from it. That process usually takes on average about 2 to 3 weeks. Of course, it could be extended if they do the net worth statement, because then that depends on how fast the parties get those net worth statements done. Some parties get them done in a week or two. Other parties take a month or more to get them done. So certainly if a party retains me and says, we want to do a prenuptial agreement and our wedding ceremony is in 1 month. Well, then I put in writing to them, I not only say it, but I put in writing to them, then if you want to do net worth statements, you better do them ASAP. I better get them back in 1 week, because the more time pressure you're putting on us to get that done, the more unlikely it is that your prenuptial agreement is going to get done in time for the wedding ceremony. And ideally, you are not presenting that prenuptial agreement to your soon-to-be spouse on the eve of the wedding. That is not recommended at all, because it may be considered, depending on the circumstances of each case, it may be considered coercion, and it may increase the likelihood that that prenuptial agreement will be later vacated by a judge. So it's advisable to have your prenuptial agreement done at least a week or so before the wedding ceremony. And so, you would want to really budget out, if you're hiring an attorney and you have that ceremony set, you really want to budget out, okay, I know I want to hire that attorney even as far in advance as possible, but at least a month or two before the ceremony takes place.